Hello again, and welcome back to another one. And today we have a couple of topics to cover, from one that shows that Houdini continues to be a global hit and one of the biggest so far in 2024. And today we have more, as Houdini hit #1 in a couple of countries around the world, and the music video has also set a 2024 record so far. And we'll get to more on this in a bit, as we also got word from the OG Batman family, since the 1966 Batman film directly inspired scenes and the costumes on Without Me and now Houdini. And we also got more on the music video from the director Rich Lee, who shared a brief story about how this came about, and we'll get to more on this momentarily, as Eminem also hit a career high a few hours ago. And today we have more from Kendrick Lamar, who made his first public speech after the beef with Drake. And Kendrick also hit a few milestones a few hours ago that shows it is indeed the return of Aftermath in 2024. And Drake fans stay on Kendrick's neck as they continue to take credit for Kendrick's success in 2024. And before we get to more on this, we'll be starting with Eminem's recent first ever live performance of Houdini in Detroit. And we got to hear from Fox 2 about what it was like, the atmosphere before and during Eminem's performance. Check out some snippets.
I can tell you my favorite part of the night so far is that we saw a ton of people leaving, because they thought it was over, and then they heard Eminem, and then we saw a ton of people running back.
There's a lot of that Eminem movement going on in here tonight. This place was absolutely lit, and I gotta tell you, when Eminem and Trick came out to do Welcome to Detroit, literal chills. Everybody was standing. I still have chills. Unbelievable energy here tonight, and so many of us for years have driven by the train station when it was an eyesore, and now look at it, a gem of our city. That's what 20,000 strong and a legendary lineup sounds like. Eminem wasn't on the lineup, but everyone knew he'd be here. One name bigger than the next, the evening kicking off with Diana Ross.
And now that the station has reopened, some are wondering, part of the song Beautiful music video were shot at Michigan Central Station in Detroit. We can tell how abandoned the building was back then. I wonder Eminem's thoughts after seeing this place being restored. But remember, the narrative on social media is that Detroit doesn't care about Eminem. Even Benzino tried to run with this when he dropped Rap Elvis, and some Detroit rappers like Snap Dogg had to check him for this. And before we get to Houdini's global update, Kendrick Lamar made his first public appearance since the battle with Drake, and the wounds are still fresh as we speak. And before we get to Kendrick's message to the Compton College graduates, this photo from the event went viral that shows a professor wearing "They Not Like Us" branded sneakers, and Drake fans were quick to pounce. He's gonna milk that Drake stimmy for everything it is worth. But what did they expect? He just came out on top in what's been described as arguably the biggest rap battle of all time. This is the cost of losing. And remember, Drake was begging Kendrick to respond for days, so he was literally asking for this. And before we get to the speech, they also came for Kendrick when this report hit social media. Kendrick Lamar's Gemini custom grills. It includes a hand-painted tooth of Dick Gregory, famously known for his political activism in the 1960s. And this response went viral. Most performative, fake activist I've seen in mainstream hip-hop. But remember, Kendrick has clearly stated that he is no one's savior, and some are asking, when has he claimed to be an activist? And back to the latest public appearance, Kendrick had some word for the graduates, especially Gen Zers. Check out a snippet.
It's not only a representation of the world, but it's a representation of me. And when I walk out in these cities and these countries, I could be proud and say, this is where I'm from, I still believe in Compton. Compton always been the future for me. I think we breed some of the most incredible individuals, creators, intellectuals, talent. We had it since day one. That's why I always screamed this city. I've traveled the world. There's no place like this one right here. No place, no place. And I still believe in everything that we're doing. Brick by brick, I still believe. It's time that we change the narratives. Some people tell us, this generation, they don't have what it takes. Gen Z, we talk about it all day. They try to pull us down and say we don't know what we're doing. They wrong though. You know why? Because not only y'all have what it takes, but y'all have something even bigger. Y'all have the heart, y'all have the courage to be independent thinkers. Independent thinkers, there's nothing more valuable than that. Y'all can go out here and tell and express your thoughts and say it with conviction and passion and stand on it and be unapologetic about it. And somebody pull you to the side, you know what? You was wrong about that. And you could be like, I appreciate it, you know? Or they could say, I appreciate you for giving me the wisdom and the courage to be just as much as in depth and, you know, strong with conviction about the message that you have. And it spreads not only between the person you're talking to, but subconsciously through kids that's younger than yourselves. And that's something I can always appreciate. This degree that y'all have right here is just as big as any degree. I don't care what school, I don't care what institution. Compton College, this Compton degree is just as big. Now it's all about taking these resources and taking what you learned and applying them.
And boy, Drake is getting dragged in reaction to this based on lyrics from Not Like Us. As this blew up, Drake not allowed within 100 feet of any graduation.
The you want me to do? Come on, man. You think this shit is cool? Nah, man. Ooh.
And it is wild because before this battle, these type of comments were usually aimed at Nicki Minaj's husband, and now Kendrick has added Drake to that mix, and they kept cooking, supporting his community, unlike some people who prefer to twerk with Sexy Red. But some Drake fans are now giving Drake credit for Kendrick's appearance at the community college graduation due to the fact that Drake posted this picture wearing the college t-shirt when he was still trolling Kendrick to respond days before the nukes dropped. And we got a new milestone for Kendrick Lamar a few hours ago that was met with similar reactions from Drake fans. Check it out. Kendrick Lamar has now surpassed 4 billion streams on Spotify in 2024 across all credits. He is on course to have his biggest year ever on streaming. And this was met with responses like, all thanks to Drake, he should give the 6ix9ine God some credit. And some have concluded, J. Cole was outside, Drake was outside, K-Dot came outside and went in them dudes' pockets like Debo. And moving on, thanks to Houdini's success, Eminem continues to rise on Spotify, and he hit a new peak a few hours ago. Check this out. Eminem has reached a new peak with 77 million monthly listeners. He surpassed Coldplay, Dua Lipa, and Kendrick Lamar, and is now the 8th artist with the most monthly listeners. But more is on the way, as the music video is also doing its thing. Check this out. Eminem's Houdini earns the biggest first week for a YouTube music video this year, earning nearly 48 million views in 7 days. And seeing as YouTube has been dominated by foreign, non-Western artists lately, some are in shock. That is insane for a Western artist in 2024. Did not know people were still checking on this man like that. And some of the early critics are coming to terms with reality. The likes too are crazy. When will we get rid of this man for good? And I've loved how the conversation kept evolving since the announcement of Houdini, as it went from the cover is ugly and he's irrelevant to how do we get rid of this man. And we got a hilarious exchange on Houdini's success, as in response to this, Eminem has hits in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s, and now in 2020s. I definitely see Eminem continuing dropping hits next decade. And we got a take from a lil bro on Twitter who thought he was spitting. Eminem is about to be 52 years old, and at this point, you have to be a huge mega fan or white to still be checking for Eminem like that nowadays, let alone the next decade. Phenomenal MC regardless, his best years are just way behind him. And some people just don't know when to let go. This is said about the song that hit the top 10 on iTunes in African countries like Nigeria and South Africa. And some believe it is time these critics look inward. Maybe you have the problem and not the people who listen to Eminem. And to set the record straight, a user added, he got more non-white fans than your favorites. Keep crying. And in case you missed it, For some context, laughing my bum off, he just went #1 in 29 countries on iTunes, and we got word from the director of the music video on social media who shared a short story of how he never predicted that he'd end up directing a video for Eminem, and it included this. Looking at the comments on social media, the controversy, the love, the hate, etc. One thing that I'm seeing a lot of is a lot of people of my generation feeling a great sense of nostalgia for that early 2000s feeling. We obviously were leaning on some of his early iconography from that time. In a way, it is sort of a sequel to some of those videos. Are we rebooting music videos now? It was a lot to live up to, and while challenging, it was a lot of fun to put this together. Anyways, I'm super lucky to be able to do this kind of work and collaborate with icons like M. Dude is definitely the GOAT and totally ridiculous and fun to collaborate with. And it seems the OG Batman was a fan of the Without Me video from 2002, as TMZ caught up with Adam West's daughter, and apparently the family is a fan of the video that was inspired by the 1966 Batman movie. Check it out. Adam West's Batman would have loved Eminem's homage, says his family, and some excerpts from the article. Eminem's latest music video for the single Houdini is out, and among the millions viewing the banger is the family of the OG Batman, who loved the rapper's salute to his work. Nina Tooley, West's daughter, told TMZ her dad would have loved the video, which in the family's opinion spoke to the enduring brilliance of the TV show and her father's version of the Caped Crusader. Nina said while she was watching Eminem's new video, she could hear her dad's distinct chuckle when the rapper was trying to scale a building with the bat rope, just like West and co-star Burt Ward did in the series.
When you think Batman, with people in weird outfits, like the 4 super crooks hanging around here, it's amazing someone hasn't already reported this place to the police.
And as it stands, Eminem's Houdini has hit #1 in Australia, Norway, Iceland, Switzerland, and the United Kingdom, and we should expect to see more pending updates in a few hours. And I'll be looking forward to your thoughts in the comments. Thanks for watching, and see you on the next one.